mindset.com, responding to an article on Charlie Warzel, which he's usually a smart guy, but he gets this was wrong, and I'll explain why he gets it wrong. But let's go meta. So Charlie and a lot of these people, they like to say, well, the new right doesn't really know what we're doing, or that we value attention and prominence in the news cycle above else, but we respond to things. So here's what I don't think people like Charlie Warzel understand. If BuzzFeed lies about, he didn't lie about me, I'm just hypothetically. If BuzzFeed lied about me with that, and I didn't have social media, what would be my remedy? What would be my remedy if CNN lied about me and I didn't have social media? Maybe write a letter to the editor, beg for a correction. Media is everything, and that's what I think a lot of people understand. But here's what Charlie's theory is. Charlie thinks that people like me made a mistake because we didn't do the following. Charlie goes, politically, the tragedy in Charlottesville offered a rare opportunity for the new right to rise above partisanship, because the media has risen above partisanship, right? Well, this is like, why do I have to hold myself to a higher standard than CNN does, to a multi-billion-dollar corporation, right? CNN never covered the violence against Trump supporters that has been happening for a year and a half. CNN won't rise above partisanship. But I always think it's interesting why I have to, right? I have to rise above all of it. I'll rise above partisanship when CNN, when CNN is a little bit kind of more honest. And hold on, it looks like I just share this on Twitter. Looks like it didn't share. There we go. Didn't share on Twitter. So here's what he claimed we should have done. Had the movement simply condemned the attack and said little else, or called for momentary unity with its enemies and the media on the left, the group could have set itself fully apart from the violence. Is that true? If I had just said, you know what, the terrorist attack was terrible, the end, would that be the end of it? Come on, Charlie. Mr. Warzel, do you really sincerely believe that if I just said, you know what, this thing was terrible, the end, and I didn't talk about Antifa, that they would go away? So let's just do a little bit of research. Let me tell you what happened when I banned the Nazi salutes from the deplorable. So here we go. Cville. Trump supporters, no Sieg hailing at deplorable. Mike Cernovich tells TMZ they're banning Nazi salutes and other racist innuendo. So, that was me rising above the partisanship, and that's me rising above it. Oh, there we go, January. Here we go. The Independent, deplorable. Trump supporters banned from making Nazi salutes. Organized by Mike Cernovich, and that's January 20th, 2017. So yeah, and you know what? They still call me alt-right. They still call me neo-Nazi in the media. They still do it. But you know what they said when I banned the Nazi salute? Here's what actually happens when you're on the right. When I go, you know what? We're banning Nazi salutes. Wow. Just wow. Really says a lot that you have to ban Nazi salutes. Wow. You have to ban them really shows how bad everybody is. Even though they don't realize I banned them because the only people who throw Nazi salutes are feds, SPLC propagandists to false flag you, or legitimately crazy people. But the narrative becomes like, wow, I can't believe you had to ban Nazi salutes. That really shows how bad everybody is. So there is no, here's an olive branch. The media won't even quit calling me alt-right, even though everybody, 1 second of research would tell you that I'm not alt-right. So it is factually incorrect that I'm just simply not alt-right. It's a fact. The media, oh my God, the Roman salute thing, you gotta leave, dude. You gotta leave. You couldn't name 5 Roman emperors. Don't tell me anything about the Roman salute. So the idea that people just say, hey, thanks, you did the right thing. No. There is no wow, you rose above the partisanship. This is really good, you know. No, they won't even quit calling me alt-right. So that's why we do it the way we do it. So here's what I always tell people. If the media wants us to behave better, you know how you shape behavior? I'll give you a lesson in medical warfare right now. You know how you shape behavior? You stop lying about people. The way you shape behavior is you're nice to people. The way you shape behavior is you go, here's Mike Cernovich. He's not all right, but we still think he's maybe a bad guy, but maybe there's hope for him. And then I go, oh, that's how you brainwash people. You brainwash people with incentives. You say, oh, there's these people, we kind of misunderstood them, but, you know, we want to learn more about them, and let's kind of figure things out. That's how you do it. You don't just say, well, we're going to attack you all the time. Yeah, over a year ago about the alt-right. This isn't hard, guys. Right? This isn't complicated. So if you want people to be more civil, then you got to be more civil. If you want people to rise above the partisanship, then you got to rise above it. You got to be the change you want to see in the world. And what happened in Charlottesville would have been, they tried to pin it on me. That's why I didn't even go. I couldn't even do it as a journalist because they would have taken some picture with me and they would have tried to pin it on me. So my advice to the media is if you want new right-wing media people like me to rise above the partisanship, do it yourself. Quit blaming us for shit we didn't do. Quit calling us alt-right when we're not alt-right. Call me what you want to call me, but don't make things up about me. Every headline, Cernovich alt-right, Cernovich alt-right, alt-right, alt-right. I'm not, though. Right? Just call me what I am. And if we can't get the media to do... CNN called the March on Google a white nationalist rally. Yeah, CNN, they called the March on Google white nationalist rally. It had nothing to do with white nationalism. And it was Jack Posobiec's event, and Jack has specifically said he doesn't want anything to do with it. So that's where we are. Quick response. But anyway, the fact that I can respond shows why media is so important. Back in the day, if people said things about you that you didn't agree with, you're just kind of screwed. But now, when people say things about me I don't agree with, I can go talk to thousands, tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of people, and talk to them and open a conversation. So, Mr. Warzel, I am rising above the partisanship right now. I'm rising above it by saying that I am happy to rise above it all when the media quits calling me alt-right and calls me what I am, which is new right. And if CNN doesn't want to elevate its standard, and it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation, if they don't want to elevate their standard, then it's a little bit too precious to expect us to elevate our own. So everybody's got to be nicer to everybody. That's why I'm conciliatory, Cernovich. That's why I've been nicer to people, right? I haven't even been that mean to the fake news. This response to the Charlie Rizzo Buzzfeed piece is actually quite nice. I think it's nice. I don't think that anybody could watch this and say that I'm being mean to Charlie or bullying him or attacking him. I'm just sharing my point of view. Whereas a year ago, I would have been a total dick about it. I'd have been a total asshole about it. So I'm elevating and rising above it by saying I am civilly responding to an article of yours that I don't agree with and making my points. And this is the power of social media. So I encourage other people in the media who want things to be less acrimonious to engage in the same behavior. In other words, if you yell at me, I'll yell at you. If you talk to me, I'll talk to you. But I'm not going to let the media yell at me and browbeat me and then rise above it. It doesn't work that way.